everyone, it's Tremia, and this is part 2 of my review for what happened during 2015. Since you didn't get to see me doing very many vlogs, I'm trying to go back and review the year to the best of my ability based upon my journal, and which is basically my daily planner, but as I showed you the time before, you know, I keep a lot written in there, and unless it's a time of extreme sickness, which in the last part of this year there was, so there was just some blank pages, but luckily Dwayne keeps on his phone a pretty good running schedule of what's going on. The second part of the year, it was filled with a lot of fun, and then there was also some setbacks, and just a lot of realizations and things. The main thing that I see that was a realization that I've been working on is, you know, still accepting the fact that I'm disabled. You know, just accepting things as each day goes on. And, you know, knowing that there's other things that we need to do to the home that will make life easier and more productive for me. And so, with all of that being said, let's go to July 2015. Good month. It's my birthday month. Also, it's our anniversary month. I'll basically break down the month like I did before, since we're starting out with the fun. Of course, we did 4th of July, and Dwayne also, you know, is a cyclist. He participates in anything from just a cycling event to duathlons, which is run, bike, run, or even a triathlon. But he likes to do that as a team event, and he'll do the run and the bike and get somebody else to do the swimming. He's also in the month of July. Cindy, she came and visited me for a whole 9 days. We had the most wonderful time. We just were girls. It was a slumber party every night. Of course, we fell over asleep pretty quick, but hey, you know, it is what it is. And we did makeup, we went shopping, we had good food, we just enjoyed our time together, and couldn't ask for a better time. And that's one thing I want you guys to know. At the end of my vlogs, down in the information below, videos, vlogs, whatever you want to call them, I always have my P.O. box number down there, and I say keep in touch. You guys know me. I don't get to meet you. I don't get to see you. I read all your comments, and I know you by comments, but to get a letter, to get pictures, you know, anything like that, that is just icing on the cake. You know, we get to that mailbox often as we can. This year it was hard, and I probably got stuff that I got, and I was blessed, and I said, okay, I'm gonna go type you, I got this, and thank you. And I always try to do a handwritten letter, but this year I am so sorry. I have been so ill, and that did not get done. But please know, all of that is in my heart, and I love you for it, and it is happy mail. It truly is happy mail. That was all the fun, good stuff. So let's go into all the lupus, medical, all that. We'll start with home health care. I had 3 occupational therapist visits, and these are all here in the home. I had 4 RN visits, 5 PT visits, 1 bath aide, and 1 case manager visit. My doctor's appointments, endocrinologist, rheumatologist, and the physiatrist. My wheelchair repaired yet again. And procedures, a lot. I had an MRI that we were scheduled to go to and went, and this was for the follow-up on the tumor that was on my lower back that was taken out in January. We get to the hospital. This is the first time we'd ever been there for a MRI, in which I have to have it done with sedation because of my back being so broken. I cannot lay on an MRI hard table for long enough without my back spasming and jerking, and therefore we don't get a clean MRI. So they have to sedate me so I can lay there. Well, they're not going to sedate me because of the pain pump. They had us, like I said, there for 3 to 4 hours. By that time, we were not happy campers, and we left there. Dwayne missed all that work for nothing, and it was just that this hospital has always been a thorn in my side, but that is where the doctor that specialized in that particular tumor was. Okay, after that I've had my IVIG. I went to my pain management doctor and they refilled my pain pump. I did finally get an MRI on my lumbar where I normally get it done at. Then I had to go for pre-admission testing for a placement for my port. My veins all finally gave out from that hospital stay in June. There was just nothing left. I was one great, big, ugly, black bruise. Also, I had to have a rhizotomy done on my right thoracic. The numbness of the nerves was starting to wear off, and the nerve pain was coming back full force. I did have the surgery to place the port. It was put in and out, no complications. Now it's kind of positional for them to get the blood out. I have to anybody that has a port, they know what I'm talking about. So that was my month of July. August of 2015, we'll start with all the doctors. I had endocrinologist, rheumatologist, the physiatrist, I had a follow-up with him, cardiologist follow-up, neuro-ophthalmologist on my visual disturbances, gynecologist, and interventional radiologist. He's the one that does my back procedures, and I believe he's more than an interventional radiologist. I believe he is an actual MD. I'm certain he is. I just don't know what to call him because he specializes in doing these procedures on the back and pain management. But he is not my pain management doctor, but he does the rhizotomies so well, my pain management doctor sent me to him. And home health care, I was down to 2 PT, 3 OT visits, and 1 RN visit. I'm starting not to do so well because they're not coming. That means I'm going to the doctors or the hospitals. Procedures, we did my left thoracic rhizotomy. They do 1, 2 weeks later they do the other one. Refill on my pain pump. An ultrasound of my upper right abdomen. For a couple of years I've been complaining there's something over here. It's just not right. What is it? Could it be like a hernia? What is it? And there's nothing there. There's nothing there. We don't feel nothing. We don't see anything. And it's like there's something. If I bend over, it catches and I have to bend backwards and twist, and it's very painful. And over the 2 years, it was growing to where eventually you could see it sticking out underneath my clothes. So, ultrasound. And I had IVIG. And guess what? Yet again, my wheelchair. these wheelchairs are not inexpensive. This wheelchair is a $25,000 purchase. Thank God for Medicare and insurance. But yet again, it cost more than a lot of cars. And I'm not able to get 20 feet in my house without it breaking down. And help, help. At this point, I'm getting very angry and agitated, and they know it. It's like, and they're replacing the same part over and over and over again. It's like, could this not be a lemon? Is there not a lemon law on wheelchairs? There is on cars. They didn't laugh. I thought it was funny. Buddy got to go to Perfecto and get his hair did, and he loves getting groomed. They love him there. He loves it there. And when he comes home, he knows he's looking pretty snappy, and he prances around and prances around, holding his head up. It's just wonderful. And fun things. We went to Tulsa. Dwayne participated in the Chris Brown Duathlon, which is a run, bike, run. And the plan was, we were going to go up there. The actual duathlon was on Sunday, early Sunday morning. So we drove up there Friday night. We went and scoped out where the duathlon was taking place, which it was in the same place last year. Except the year before, it was all beautiful green and places to be under the shade. This year, it was all burnt to a crisp, not a leaf on the tree. And, in the mornings, it's 80 and 90 degrees. And plus the humidity was high. So that day, we made the choice that I wasn't going to get to go watch Dwayne do this, that I was going to have to stay in the hotel room. And, that was kind of a bummer, but at least we got to go to Tulsa. We enjoyed a night out, and, we had fun, and he went and did the duathlon, came back and got me. We rested a little bit, and then we headed back home. So now we're up into September of 2015. September looks like September was a good month. Yes, it was. They come to put the grab bar into our front bathroom, and when they brought it in, it wasn't a nice, pretty looking one like they had done in the other bathrooms. This looked like it belonged in the back of a truck, like a Ford F-150 or something. You know how it has the chrome, but it's diamond crossed things, and the bar was only about that big around instead of, do we have to put it in the bathroom? And he goes, no, I can put this anywhere you want it. And I said, okay, go put it out in our garage. And I said, because there's a step up. And Dwayne always has to be behind me. He cups my elbows, and he kind of lifts me up on the step. And then so they went over there, they put it there. With all good thoughts, we thought it was going to work, but it doesn't. It looks like it belongs there versus in the bathroom anyway. Also, I got a new transfer bench for the shower in here. We've been meeting Sheldon and Lauren once a month, going up where they live, in the area that they live in, and taking them out to dinner and just getting to know them better as a couple, and just, see that grow. And it's just so wonderful as a mother to see your child happy. And then once a month or twice a month, they'll come to the house and eat here. So, we're getting in some quality time, and I'm loving it. I'm just loving my time with my family. It's an awesome month. We got to do a lot of traveling, and as bad as and as much as it hurts to sit in a car or to ride in an airplane, you get tired of staying in the house. And this was going to be back-to-back traveling, and I was excited. And so I started watching YouTube videos like, how do you pack? How do you pack? And there's a lot of how do you packs, but there isn't any how do you pack when you're disabled and you have all this extra stuff. In which that is going to be one of my videos that I'm going to be making this year. I couldn't find anything like that, but I went from the basic stuff I did find, and there's 3 trips that we took within this short period of time here, and each one I saw stuff that I can improve on. Doctors, and this month we were gone a good 2 weeks out of this month. More than 14 days. It's more like maybe 18 days. So we were gone more than half the month. But still, all these doctors were lucky to see me. Pulmonologists, urologists, pain management, rheumatologists, optometrists. I got some new glasses. They are not on. That is another story. And the dentist, I had to have another crown. Which, teeth, I don't know if it comes along with lupus and all of our medication. And he said that, because I said osteoporosis, and he said, no, your tooth are enamel, it's not bone. So, no, but it could be other damaging things. So, another crown. Procedures that I went through, I had my IVIG. They did a CAT scan of my abdomen. Then they did an ultrasound on my kidneys because they found another kidney stone. That was my insulin pump. What's it saying? Uh-oh. It's gonna get ready to suspend me because I'm going low, so it'll automatically stop my insulin. We'll just see what it has to say because it'll the alarm it's hilarious. And I had to have another round of IVIG and insulin pump supplies. And Medicare guidelines. If you don't have Medicare, I'm sure it's a heck of a lot easier. Medicare guideline, even though Medicare is my secondary payer, we have to follow Medicare. So they will not pay for, it has to be every 90 days, no sooner. And you only get supplies that fit into that 90-day perfectly. And so, like, if we put in infusion set and it gets yanked out of my arm, or it gets sore and we have to take it out, or if you go in and you put it in and the needle bends, which this stuff happens at least once a month, if not twice, and you're not going to make it the 90 days. And it's like, Medicare, please. This isn't an easy process to get these needles in you and everything. They come with gadgets, and I can't do it to myself. And it's not because I'm scared of it. I just cannot physically do it. My hands are not strong enough and everything. Dwayne has to do it. So I just don't understand. And it's just crazy. But it's a task, and when you're trying to get your supplies and you're saying, I need them now, and they're going, but you've got, 18 more days. Well, I have one more reservoir, and you change your reservoir. I go through my reservoir about every 36 hours. Now, this is where I see that people get into reusing supplies, and that's a good way for infection. There was a point in time that we had to do that. And boy, we were cleaning as well as we could. Buddy went to Perfecto. I don't know if I mentioned that again. So he was strutting his stuff. I got my hair cut and colored. I was strutting my stuff. And then we're going out of town. First 4 days of the trip, we drive from Oklahoma City to Houston. This is where Dwayne, his mom, is with his 2 older sisters, and is Miss Appling's 88th birthday. So all of her kids, we all gathered around her and we celebrated her 88th birthday. All of us was there except Charles. He wasn't able to come. It was a wonderful time and just a blessing. It's always a blessing to be around Dwayne's family. We left on Sunday afternoon and drove directly over to San Antonio. Dwayne had to be at a conference all week in San Antonio, and he had to give a presentation. And darn it, we had to stay on the river walk. And you know what is good and wonderful and a blessing? And because Buddy and I have been through everything together, and with him being my service dog, and they do not accept pets, they accept service dogs. And it was a good week. You know, Dwayne was busy all during the day. He did get some times where he got to come up for lunch, and he had an hour, so we would get my scooter and get Buddy, and we'd you know, go down the street, go to McDonald's, or you know, just something. But we really enjoyed ourselves, and we got to eat at one night. We ate down on the river walk, and we had a Mexican restaurant, and Dwayne paid a mariachi band to come and play us a love song, and it was just wonderful, and we just had good times. But we drove back home on Friday, so we get back home late in the evening in Oklahoma City. We have Saturday to wash all of our clothes, repack, and we have to be at Royal Rogers Airport in the morning. I think we had to be there like at 5 a.m. because the next week he had to work. The beauty of Manhattan Beach. I really could live there. It was a wonderful time. Our favorite place to stay is in Residence Inn. They are pet friendly, but you know, you got a kitchenette and all of the good stuff. You know, nice bed, and this is brand new. And it was totally handicap accessible. This is what made me realize, like, I need to lower my mirrors. I was in heaven. I could do things. The counters were just like 3 inches lower, but that 3 inches, I could sit and actually do something. I wasn't reaching. See, as soon as I do that, my back, no more. Sorry. But I could wash dishes, and they would come every day to clean the room, and they go, Miss Appling, you know, we'll do the dishes. No, just leave them there, I'll get them. I was that excited to be able to wash dishes because I've been confined and limited, and we were there for the whole week. We went to the beach every single night. The fresh air, like I said, I could breathe. And Dwayne found out that he's trying to find out, like, where there was not a pier, but a place where there was a sidewalk, like to where we could get close to the beach. And he called, I don't know how he found out the lifeguard's phone number, but he called them, and they said, oh, you know, we have these wheelchairs that are made for the beach. Just meet us at the 42nd Street lifeguard station, and we'll get it for you and your wife. And as soon as you're through with it, just call us and we'll come back. You know, even though with lupus, we're not supposed to be out in the sun. It's like I have not been out in the sun in years. I'm tired of being this pale shade of blue. And I put on my sunscreen and I enjoyed myself. I got the most beautiful, and you know what I'm talking about, light sunburn and color to my skin. It was like when we were getting ready to leave, I cried. It's like, I don't want to leave. There was one bad thing, and this was bad. Buddy, you know, they have strict guidelines, you know, for dogs to get on the airplane. Service dogs, you know, I have to have his immunization papers. I have a letter from my doctor that states, you know, Tremia Appling, she is on oxygen. She has to be in a wheelchair. She has a service dog with her. And, you know, all these medical things that they need to know. And with that, Buddy needs to be groomed. He doesn't need to get on there being a little stinky doggy. And he has to have all of his immunizations up to date. And so we took Buddy prior to leaving to Houston and went and got him all groomed. When they groom dogs, they can get too close and cause a hot spot. And they caused a hot spot just right where Buddy's collar happened to be. It opened up to a great big infection. His collar embedded in it just over a few days. You know, we already knew what it was because we've been through this once before, but this was worse. Plus, we're not at home. And they said, okay, we're going to have to, you know, shave his hair down. We're going to have to debride it all and clean it out. During this whole time, I said, Wayne, you've got enough going on with the conference, with work. I will handle Buddy's medication. So by the time we got him there, not only was this a horrible infection, he had infected both eyes and both ears. So there was an ointment that we had to put on here, eye drops twice a day, an ear rinse, and then ear drops. I said, I will do this. I can do this. And then one night I was sitting there and Dwayne was there and I said, okay, Buddy. And I put his eye drops in. And for some reason I looked and his eyes were just really cloudy. And I was like, what? And I looked at the bottle and I'd been putting his eardrops into his eyes and vice versa. And I thought, okay, I've blinded my dog because I wanted to take on the responsibility of taking care of him. Lupus fog is serious. Dwayne calls, if I remember correctly, he calls poison control. I'm crying. They said this happens all the time. Because I'm over there and I had a bottle of Fiji water, one of the big ones, and I'm just like pouring it in Buddy's eyes. And I have a towel around him and just pouring, and he's just sitting there and I'm just pouring it in there. The dog's not even trying to move. He's just letting me do this to him. And they said, what I'm doing is right. And once I get through, if he continues to rub out his eyes, do more water. I did that whole big bottle on him, dried him off, and he was through. Okay, that's enough of my horror story with Buddy. See you guys in the next video.